Jacksonville, Florida, Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. I got to go right to the Tua deal. Again, and this is a layman's description. Didn't look like a hard shot. So sometimes you sit there and you wonder, just some guys are predisposed or whatever to this type of deal. And so, yeah, come back. He's going to come back. Maybe this year, maybe not. He's gone on injury reserve. He's going to miss at least the next 4 games. Doesn't look like a hard shot. And not only did not look like a hard shot, but is, what do you call that when your hands do that?
Posturing.
Posturing. He goes to posturing again.
Yeah.
Very frightening.
Oh, it is. And, is he predisposed or is he injured? Is his brain damaged?
Right.
That's my concern.
Okay.
So
because of the other ones, his brain may be damaged.
Yeah, so the first time,
I got you.
Go back to the first one.
Right.
Oh, it was his back. No, it wasn't. He stumbled and fell. He had a concussion, right? And they put him back in. He got hit again, and then he postured, right? That's when your brain felt it, right? You get a concussion, you're a little dizzy, you see the stars, that kind of thing. Well, when your brain gets banged and your brain felt that impact, that's a central nervous system response where you posture and your fingers claw and you kind of that's a bad thing. That's a central nervous system response. So at that point, that's the second impact that we worry about, right? So that can damage your brain long term. That's what we worry about in concussions.
Right.
You get a concussion.
Long term.
Most of those do fine. You go through the protocol. You're cleared. Back you go. But if you get a second injury to your brain when it's already been damaged, then you can get severe permanent damage to your brain. And that's my concern, that happened already. And now he's not predisposed. He has brain damage that when he gets a minimal hit, it's a problem.
You would look at a lot of the data, and one of the things I always ask my doctor friends, I would say this, because you love the game of football. You love it. You played football. You played at Army. Your son's, football guys growing up. You love the game of football. But if he was your son, I bet you would pour through data on this one before you tell him to keep playing.
Oh, I've done this research.
Yeah.
I would not clear him.
You would not clear him.
I wouldn't clear my son. I wouldn't clear him.
Right.
I wouldn't.
For how long?
Forever. In good conscience, I would not let him get hit again in the head.
I guess, Doc,
I wouldn't sleep at night knowing that I put this kid back on the field.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. Why?
I don't.
He has too many of those.
I get it.
And when you posture like that a couple times and have injured your brain, the risk to you of having permanent brain injury, we don't know how to measure that. We don't know how to diagnose that fully. So I'm not going to be the one who puts him out there and have that on my head that I put Tua in a
because you're talking
where
long term.
Yes, this is forever.
Yeah.
Is there a time, and advancements technologically and medically are amazing. It's just exponentially. So after we're gone, could you envision a point where you look again? This is the outside perspective, but it would appear that some human beings, some men or women, their skulls are different. They're either softer or jarring. Does their brain differently? And what causes one football player to get these hits and be contemplating retiring, and 52 others to knock the crap out of themselves all day Sunday, next Sunday, and it never even be whispered?
Yeah,
how are some more? Is it such a thing that some are more prone to a concussion? And is that and are these answers maybe sometime in the future? Is it the thickness of your skull? Is it something that maybe eventually can be determined and then acted on, pre-injury?
That'd be nice. I don't think that there is that.
Yeah.
I think it's just some of it's cumulative, that you have a bunch of those. Some of it is if you really got that second impact and you damaged your brain at some point, that it may be more susceptible now to injury. And I think that's where Tua is. That second one that he had right after he had the first in quick sequence, he injured his brain when his brain was already injured, and that second impact is the more significant one that may have caused him permanent damage then.
Doc, how come Tua wasn't wearing, and does it matter? But for him, I'd be wearing the kazoo helmet.
Right.
Like for
you
sure,
should be doing everything. Jiu-jitsu isn't the answer, right? That ain't it.
Right.
But protecting his brain, but you protect the brain. The problem is it's a displacement thing. That sudden stop, your brain moves. You can't keep the brain from moving inside your skull with that helmet. So it may cushion the blow, but it's the sudden deceleration that happens. You're running, and it didn't look like a big hit, but he suddenly decelerated, right? He hit him and he stopped.
Right.
I mean, it didn't look bad, but he stopped moving and his brain kept moving inside his skull and banged into his
That's why you
skull.
can do it with a forearm. It wasn't the forearm hitting the brain. It was him stopping like
he
he did.
stopped suddenly when he got hit, and that made
I
his
guess
brain
that's something
bang
that
into
I'm
the
saying.
skull.
Is there even microscopically a difference in the distance between some people's brains and their skull? I
don't believe so.
Yeah, okay.
Fair.
Fair.
That's to your point, though. There's a lot of research going on. There's regenerative stuff happening with these peripheral nerves and things. We got all this PRP stuff and regenerative medicine but we just don't know. We don't know, and there's no good fix for it. So, boy, you don't want to put him in that position.
Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL. For even more content from around Jacksonville's sports scene, be sure to like and subscribe to the 1010XL channel.